Shalom, brothers and sisters. You all with us? Let's see here. Okay, they coming in. I see them coming in. Great. Let's see who's on the chat. Okay, we good to go. I see you all coming in. Great. The water. Nice and clear, right? I see you all, you see us. That's great. Fantastic. All right. So, we were talking about this so-called death ray, and I was mentioning, okay, now I see you all. Praise the Most High. Praise the Most High. All right. That's great. Great. Okay, now we were speaking of this so-called ray. Mm-hmm. Now explain what this ray will do again, and just so we can update it on this particular site. What exactly is this so-called technology that they claim that they can do?
Okay, they're claiming this death ray is going under the pretense that it's to reveal extra dimensions that they claim exist, but they can't prove.
Okay, to reveal extra dimensions that they can't prove. Mm-hmm. And like I was mentioning, the death ray actually came from Tesla, Nikola Tesla, during the turn of the 20th century, who was really the rival of Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison had the Illuminati's money behind him. But Tesla was really the guy with all the technology dealing with demons on a high level. So it's not like Tesla or Einstein or any of these Illuminist guys were really geniuses. They were opening themselves up for demonic activity. Mm-hmm. So the reason they know this so-called death ray can work, that can open up dimensions, is because this is the tool that Tesla used to channel spirits into him and deal with certain entities and technologies within the earth. So what they're saying now is they're going to reveal this, in which they can actually allow other people, regular people, to have access to these spirits. You wonder if ghosts or demons exist? They do exist. And the same scientist that claims that there is no God are now about to reveal the specters and chittims to you, the demons. Because they tell you in the second Baruch, that will be another sign, outside the earthquakes and all these things, that there will be an attack of the specters and chittim, which means poltergeists, spirits, demons, revealing themselves to the masses. Mm-hmm. And this is what's about to happen. Okay? And this goes down in Haiti. I've talked to the brother from Haiti on another level. They look outside, spirits be running down the street and all that. Just, they do certain dances around fires, and you can see the spirit dancing around fires and all that. So they're going to bring this technology to a neighborhood near you, and you'll understand that we're not wrestling with flesh and blood. All right, what is the next line of information you have, just so we can run along with this? Let's
Number
see,
3.
right here.
Yeah.
Isn't this ironic that this is internet censorship? I had no idea you were going to pull this out. Mm-hmm. That the internet is being censored. All right, so give me the information that you have on this censorship, and let the brothers and sisters know your source for this.
Okay, this was reported the 11th of November by James Corbett on GRTV. The website is corbettreport.com. The title of the article is Perfect Storm of Internet Censorship. So if you've been watching the news, this was reported the 11th of November. That's That's a
few days ago, about a week ago.
Yeah, a little over a week ago.
Yeah.
So what happens is, over the past few weeks, almost a month, there have been reports in the news of so-called government attacks on their internet or on their government websites and things of that nature. It says Britain, Israel, the US, Japan, India.
Okay, they asked, can we turn up the volume? Let's see if that's possible. One moment. I'll see if that's possible. One moment.
Is that the same for everyone with the volume?
Yeah, because usually it goes up a little. I know what to do. One moment.
Okay.
Okay, this should be a little better, right? This is a little better, right? This is good?
Okay.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay, yes. The governments of Britain, Israel, US, Japan, India and China have reported allegedly cyber attacks by foreign militaries, hackers and malicious software. So this is the pretext in order to bring about the following, which I'm going to read.
Go ahead.
In the US, a report to Congress by the National Counterintelligence Executive is touting cyber espionage as a major threat to the American economy. In a section entitled Pervasive Threat from Adversaries and Partners, the report reads, so this is an American report now, Chinese actors are the world's most active and persistent perpetrators of economic espionage, and Russia's intelligence services are conducting a range of activities to collect economic information and technology from US targets. In the wake of the report, DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, that's DARPA, tasked with maintaining the US military technological advantage, has asked for a 73% funding increase in the fiscal year for 2012, from $120 million to $208 million. Meanwhile, China has lashed out at the report, calling such allegations irresponsible. Basically, the DARPA report is claiming that China is hacking into American websites.
Give me a break. Let me say this, man. It's like, it's so transparent what they're doing. I mean, give me a break. All right, the internet is free. It's free wiring. It's free. You can find anything on the internet. What's in use in hacking into something? The bottom line is they're using this as a pretext to stop people from freely communicating and exposing the lies of government. Okay, if they can't control the spin on news or the spin that can back their conquest and destruction of all of us, then they're readily shut it down if they can't control it. All right, the internet was made for just that. That's why they call it the World Wide Web. The Israelites are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and they needed a web, like a spider spins his web, to link in people of like mind. The Bible says at the very end in the book of Enoch that the Most High will send an angel with a cord, and with that cord he shall gather the elect to the elect. So the Most High have his own web in which he's gathering his people together. So Satan had to make a physical grid to watch and see who knows what people can be a threat to their new world order, and they use this, what we would call, military grid to do so. The internet have been technology since the 60s. The 50s and 60s, the military under the Pentagon patent and have used the internet to communicate with their bases all over the world in real time. It's just lately, within the last 15, 20 years, have they given regular public the access to be able to deal in real time on the internet. And they figured they would use it as a weapon because Satan has a short time. So he's going to use this as a global net. Now he done figured out who's who and who is a threat to his system. They really don't need the internet anymore. Not because now the internet is being used against them. Okay, it's more pervasive, invasive, where if someone is doing something illegal to us, they can't compartmentalize it. You have brothers and sisters out there with cameras now. actually videotaping the atrocities of police that have been operating for years. But without the internet, you would think that these were isolated incidences or conspiracy theories. But now with the internet, you can see that police and cops are not protecting and serving the people, the taxpayers. They're protecting and serving the Illuminati governors and the criminals who are in charge. And they actually are what you would call the beating stick or the tool the government use against the people. That's what they've been the whole time. But now the internet have revealed that. Now you have free talk and free thinking. We used to think that when we get when the Most High would give us the Spirit to know that something was wrong, we thought they could usually pass that off by saying, well, listen, you're just fringe thinking, you need to get your mind together. But now, through the internet, we can relate to others who the Spirit have awakened. And now that we know that we're not alone, that's a threat to them. They could work with us when it was just one or two of us by ourselves and your whole family looking at you like you're crazy. But now we realize there's upon thousands, millions out there that have been awakened and feel the same way. That's a threat now because we're able to link in at real time now. So that's a threat to the New World Order. And then, let me tell you, the biggest breakthrough that the Most High have given us on this internet, I'm going to be straight. The biggest weapon the Most High have given us to reveal to the people is the Most High's name. That's been the biggest threat. Because now the whole earth, I don't care what language you're speaking, everyone in the earth knows the Most High name and have heard it now. And that spirit is going out. And they can't stop it because of one person to tell another person, one person to tell another person, and it's spreading. And now we got Yeshaya's name, we got Ahiah's name, and now we got, just like they're trying to use their laser weapons to get spirits to help them now so they can actually identify these spirits, we have used the Most High's name, and it tells you in the book of Revelations that our spirit goes up to the throne of the Most High and he puts it in an altar. And he hears our prayers, and the prayers come down like thunder. So now we're all praying in the name of the Most High together before the throne of the Most High. And we are actually calling, or what you would say, bringing in a spiritual army to help us. So now they're using their technology to bring in demons to fight against us. This thing is a big time situation here, brothers and sisters. You have joined the greatest war. We're all a part of this epic battle against good and evil. You have no idea what you've been pulled into, but you're going to thank the Most High. You are a part of this. Believe me. And now all of you play a part. It's not just us. You being awakened and speaking to other people and bringing forth this information, you are joining people to the Most High's army within this earth. We are the Most High's army within this earth right now, fighting the Illuminous powers with no physical weapons. And that's why Ustream and other people are using this technology and hitting these buttons, trying to stop us from logging in. Why? Because the biggest weapon is not physical weapons. That's what the weak uses. Let me tell you, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and all those, they don't have to pick up a gun. They don't have to pick up any physical. They use what's up here. Okay, this is what they use. And they'd rather you pick up something physical than use what the Most High put in you. So, what you're bringing forth is amazing because you're bringing forth news. Didn't even tell me what you were bringing forth. But we can actually bring it into how they are actually fulfilling their part of prophecy. Why would you need a tool that can pierce into dimensions to see demons and ghosts? Who wants this technology unless you are a satanic social psychopath? Who wants that technology? Unless you are out of your mind. See, but then they're going to put this off like this is something scientists are looking into. These scientists are going to bust hell wide open, okay? Where is the objectivity? Where is the media coming speaking objectively to these guys and asking, what are you doing? Why would you want this? What benefit could this be to society? Where's the objectivity? There's none. Okay, what you have next? I mean, this is entirely incredible. These guys are talking about waking up demons. It's the night of the living dead around here. There's enough spirits and demons operating in this earth. And they're like, listen, that's not enough. We want the people to see them. We want interaction. We have moved society so far along that they're ready to receive and understand the demons who've been operating invisible. And believe it or not, our people are to that point. Mm-hmm. Don't forget, TV and the mass media and the internet have made it where you're open for anything. You're used to looking at CSI, seeing dead bodies. You're looking at movies like Outbreak and different, looking at little kids dying, and you're used to seeing people die of diseases. And I mean, you're used to sadistic things that at one time couldn't be viewed by the normal populace. This is what we're used to now. So they're like, okay, now the people are ready. Let's now reveal to them their God. Let's reveal to them their these spirits that have been controlling them. The population is ready to usher in and receive their God now. Let's now reveal Lucifer to these people. They're ready. They're gothic. They're painting their fingernails black. They're dyeing their hair black. They have accepted Satan as their Lord and Savior. They have accepted the gay communities, or it's nothing gay, because gay used to be a perfectly good word. It used to mean happy. You've been accepting sadistic homosexuals that looks at other men and gets something out of that. Women doing all types of vile things to each other. You're getting used to that. So now it's like, okay, let's now reveal the demons that have been controlling them the whole time. They're ready now. So now they say, okay, we have a ray. We're going to open up some demons for you. Yeah, you go play with demons. They make it cool.
What's deep about this death ray? What's deep about it? It says the ultra high field laser will be made up of 10 beams, allowing it to produce 200 petawatts of power. I don't know what a petawatt is. Of power, more than 100,000 times the power of the world's combined electricity production. And this amount of energy will be released for less than a trillionth of a second. So the significance of this is that if they have all this so-called power and energy, and they have it in the form of a laser beam which is directional, it doesn't spread out, it's directional, they're going to trigger this, fire this at some target that they obviously have their eye on.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And it says in order to achieve such a massive output of power, energy for
Oh man, boy, the spirit just hit something. Go ahead. The spirit just revealed something, but go ahead.
Okay.
This is
real
crazy.
quick, because I want you to bring it out. In order to achieve this so-called power, energy for the laser must be collected for a long period of time before it is fired. That's what.
Brother, you know what this is? This is physical prophecy of the book of Revelations. When it tell you in the book of Revelations that they're going to go into hell and release these spirits, where it says they had hair like women, talking about the spirits, and releasing the spirit Abaddon, Apollyon in the scriptures. This is actual speaking of them pointing towards an area and releasing these spirits within the earth. This is, it's right here in front of your face. Listen, Brother Mark will tell you, I do not speak to him about the news before we actually go into it. I heard nothing about this until just now. They're actually letting you know that they're going to fulfill their part in releasing these spirits. It's not just going to be Apollyon. It's going to be all the spirits that come with the spirit of Apollyon into the earth.
Does that link into where the scriptures say hideous things will come out at that time?
Yeah, because it talks about men are going to wish for death to come on them, and it's not going to be able to, that they're going to be haunting people and destroying people and attacking and bringing forth, because don't forget, these spirits bring forth death. They bring forth mayhem and chaos. So they're about to let hell loose on earth. They are about to release hell on earth. That's what this is all about. And because the people are waking up now. And it's only a small number of these people that are doing this. So now that the people are waking up, I'm not just talking about regular people. Police officers are waking up. People, let me tell you, I get countless numbers of people reaching out to me from the military now.
Wow. Countless people.
One sister reached out and said, listen, she needed a waiver for her anthrax shots. Now they're telling other people in the army what's really going on with this anthrax shot and all that. People in the military is waking up now and saying, I got one brother saying, well, listen, he'll leave out with the army or whatever, and once they're in a certain area, he's going to want to get loose. See what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's possible, because once you out of the country and you in these platoons, let me tell you, when you amongst them and you really see what's happening, a lot of them just keep their head down and try to live, knowing that the biggest enemy is within their own platoon. They have, if you're not going to follow orders, they'll kill you and lie to your parents and tell them that you died as a hero someplace. So we have the military coming into the truth. You got the police coming into the truth. I mean, you have teachers coming into the truth now. I mean, let me tell you, we have doctors within, I'm talking about people even within the academy. You got preachers waking up now. So now they're like, listen, we got to cut hell loose now. The people are waking up. Let's open up hell. Man, this is crazy.
Just to put some figures on this, so you know this is not a, some mad scientist little toy. The cost of this that they're letting you know is 1.6 billion. That's 1,600 million. Just to put some figures on it.
Okay, what you have next?
Okay.
And you know what? I see why the Spirit wanted to stop us from trying to bring this forth. You know what? Everything in me was saying, you know what? Let's wrap this up today. Let's send the information out for the brothers and sisters so that they can actually just go into an old academy and get the lessons. But, something told me, listen, just fight through this. Bring forth the information knowing that we have a little time. And let's share with the brothers and sisters. Let's fight through this. All right? Because we're not going to have this opportunity over and over. And this information has to get out there so that our brothers and sisters can stay encouraged, to know that they're not alone. You understand that there's others out here who feel and see the same things you do all over the earth. We have to encourage each other, because we know it's hell. We know, listen, sometimes our brothers and sisters out there don't even get any refuge or any peace of mind until we hear bringing forth this truth, to let them know there's somebody out there that's fighting for them. So I wanted to fight through this, man, and say, listen, nix that. Let's get on. Even if we have to come through another channel, let's put it out there for our people. Okay? So, listen, let's put it out there. What else you have? Listen, let's give them everything we have.
Going backwards, we already touched on the internet censorship, just so you can get some just close on the internet censorship.
Okay.
We've got, okay, let's go to America. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security announced that it is considering using social media to track and survey its own population. The DHS under Secretary Karen Weiner said that the government fears social unrest like that seen in Tunisia last December, and wants to use social media services like Twitter to monitor its own population. Last January, Senators Lieberman and Collins renewed calls to give the president a kill switch over the internet to protect the government in times of emergency.
Look at that. A kill switch on the internet.
A call echoed by Senator McCain last July. Last week, British Prime Minister David Cameron spoke to the need to strike a balance between cybersecurity and freedom of speech, meaning freedom of speech will be withdrawn. Speaking at a London cyberspace conference, he renewed British calls for an international framework for cybersecurity, and this is what cybersecurity means for the Prime Minister of Britain. Internet security expert Eugene Kasperky, speaking at the same conference in London, defended his own idea for internet passports as a requirement for logging on to the internet, and an internet police force for cracking down on unwanted behavior.
Unwanted behavior by who?
I guess GOC. Adding that countries that did not agree to such a framework should simply be cut off from the internet. So that might help explain the problems and pains we were going through for about 3 hours trying to log on.
Man, I bet you any amount of money. I'm gonna tell you, if we was on here talking about the white man is the devil, if we was on here talking about all the black woman and the black man, and it just, let me tell you, it would be a comic strip. I mean, everyone, YouTube will allow it, Ustream will allow it. It would be no issue at all.
They might put us on BBC.
Yeah. They would want to interview us just to show the people how ridiculous we are. But because we are bringing forth information that can link directly with the Bible and exposing the ills and the wickedness of the devices of Satan and showing the hypocrisy of our society, this thing is a threat.
Just to finish on this internet censorship with that talk between Kasperky and the British so-called Prime Minister David Cameron.
Go ahead.
This is not politics. Understand that all politicians have advisors which are in business, and the advisors are not elected officials. Your politicians are not elected either, they're chosen. But anyway, these businessmen, let me read you one of these businessmen, what he had to say on internet censorship. It says here, Kasperky is not the only one arguing for a so-called passport or license to access the internet. In the past, so this is being talks already, the idea has been proposed by Craig Mundie, that's Microsoft's Chief Technology Officer. And the White House drafted a proposal earlier this year, that's 2011. The White House proposed earlier this year encouraging the private sector development of an internet ID.
An internet ID. So now they're going to make it where, here it is, first of all, you're paying for the internet. You know how much money they're making off the internet, man? Everyone must pay for the internet now. Even though when they first came with the technology, they claimed that it was supposed to be free. Okay? But now they made it where you have to pay for it through your network provider. And now they're saying that you're going to need an internet ID and a passport to get online to deal with freely. And you know what they're setting up? They're setting up the mark of the beast grid. In which if you don't have the mark of the beast, you're not going to be able to get on the internet either. You notice that the majority of your computers not only have you don't have your old pads no more. You got your touch pads for your fingers now. Okay, and they have technology in which if you can put your finger right on your pad, right on your laptop, you can actually get your fingerprint right there. So they got this grid in place in which they're going to use the internet for the mark of the beast. It's going to come a time very soon. And maybe we need to come up with some type of password. Somebody got to come up with, like if we're walking around, someone have to say Ahaya or Yeshaya, so we'll know that they're with us.
Yeah.
You understand? You bringing anything else, listen, you got to fear on your own. Because soon we have to throw away this technology altogether. Everything is going to be tracked. I know some people, listen, everything is going to be tracked. I know they're going to have they have a problem with me already. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because you can say, people try to come against us, defame, whatever the case is, they know that what the Most High gives us liberates people. They have tried every which way they could to say, listen, just stop. Don't do nothing else. Just shut up. And we still, let me tell you, we're beating on the wall. We're beating the walls down, and people are still waking up. Let me tell you, I can't read all the email that comes through. You understand? It says, listen, I don't care, I don't know what's going on, but all I know is that what y'all bringing have liberated me and my family. I know that the information that's coming out, we need this. So, even through frustrations, it motivates us to say, you know what? Let's do this. Let's give it to the people. I mean, hey, this is war. And I know y'all ready for war. Boy Red said he ready for war. And you know what? That's good, because we're going to need you. And I'm going to tell you, right now, this computing technology is all good. But soon, all this stuff is going to be tracking devices. They're going to pull everything away. What you got next, brother?
Okay, the brother's asking for the source for this particular internet censorship.
Man, what's
article.
this picture you got right here?
Oh, that's going into the next article.
Oh,
that's dealing with the Pope.
Yeah, man. So he was asking what is the source of this internet information censorship? What is it?
Okay, it's reported by James Corbett on GRTV. That's the name, but the actual website, if you go to www.corbettreport, that's double T CORBE double T REPORT.
That double T's?
Double T. That's corbettreport.com, and the article is called Perfect Storm of Internet Censorship.
So you would go to corbettreport.com, and you can look under the articles, and one of those is the censorship of the internet. And I'll tell you something about James Corbett. I mean, James Corbett is one of the, I would say, let me tell you, this guy, James Corbett, is one of the last of the Mohicans when it comes to objective, true journalism. And this particular brother, man, I mean, of course, I call everyone brother. If you bringing forth truth, you brother, okay? He found out a long time ago of what was going on in the United States and realized that he could not. He was a teacher, a professor within the United States in journalism, and he knew what was coming down the pipe, and went and started teaching school in Japan, knowing that the Asian money would be stronger because of the industrial diminishing of the Western world, especially in America, where all the industry jobs were going away, and then they were dumbing down education, where the teachers couldn't actually educate the children on a level and the students on a level, because their books had dumbed down information within it. So teachers were getting frustrated. So he said, listen, he want to go someplace that challenged his intellect. So he thought he would go to Japan, because these children, they was pumping out children that was coming over to the United States, just running roughshod over the American people who thought you were educated. Really, college in America is no more about education. It's about debt. So he realized this, and he went to Japan knowing that something was coming to America, and set up camp there, and then started reporting the truth against America, knowing that there would be a threat on his life if he continued within the American journalistic circle. You can see him on RT and all these other areas. He's articulate. I mean, the guy puts it like it is. He even reported on Brzezinski, the true information on Brzezinski, of how he created Al-Qaeda and used that as an American proxy against Russia with Afghanistan. I mean, this guy there's another guy that be on, what's his name? He's an older guy that's in hiding. He be on Alex Jones sometimes.
Oh, that historian I was speaking about?
No, not the historian. It's another guy, Bob Chapman.
Okay.
Bob Chapman been out of the States for about 4 years now. and he worked in the CIA, and he has a trading company for gold and all those materials, and he realized what was coming down the pipe in the United States, but they wanted to destroy him altogether. So he came outside. He went to another country, and now in his interviews it's only picture only. He called from different IPs after hiding his proxy, his IP, and he speaks like that through Skype or through a telephone, and then every time he speaks it's through a different source because he knows so much information. I'm gonna tell you, brothers and sisters, it's coming, it's rolling downhill. But what you got next? What you got next?
Okay, this is your boy Wonder.
Oh, here you go.
The lovely Pope.
Oh, look at him loving the children.
I hope he's not loving the
Listen,
children.
Hide your kids. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Right? That guy say that?
No, not hide your wife. You sisters hide your husbands.
Hide your kids. Okay, hide your husbands. Okay, what's this?
Okay. This is reported belfasttelegraph.co.uk. This is reported 16th of November, and it's titled "Pope Says Child Porn Normal."
Hold up, Pope said what?
Yes, the so-called Honorable Pope says child porn normal back in the 70s.
So he said that child pornography is really normal.
Yes.
Okay, what is this article, and where did you get this article from? And what Pope made this revelation? Because it's a revelation to us. It's normal to them. But go ahead.
Okay, this...
So now we understand why there's so much raping of young boys within the Catholic Church, okay? They think that child pornography is normal. Go ahead.
Okay. Again, this is reported at belfasttelegraph.co.uk. BELFAST telegraph.co.uk. Okay, it says here, this is a quote from the so-called Pope, Pope Benedict, the whatever number he is, what's that, the 16th, also claimed that child pornography was increasingly considered normal by society. So basically he's trying to justify the pornography and the pedophilia that's going on in the Catholic Church. Another quote, in the 70s, pedophilia was theorized as something fully in conformity with man and even with children. End quote. The Pope said. Quote, it was maintained even within the realm of Catholic theology that there is no such thing as evil in itself or good in itself. There is only a better than or a worse than. Nothing is good or bad in itself. End quote.
So that's coming from the Pope, the Catholic Church.
That's straight from the Pope.
Told you something's wrong with those guys. Mothers of harlots, straight demons. Here it is. They're looking at you. Here it is. You taking your cat. And a lot of our people, you don't know this, but in the United States and probably in the UK too, we feel accomplished if our children is going into a Catholic church. And you don't know when Cardinal Bevilacqua or Cardinal Bob see your little son, and he's sitting there, boy, he's getting his juices going, he's getting it flowing, he's just sweating under the collar. You sitting there thinking, now my son is getting a nice education, and he's looking at your son like, boy, it's on. See, this is what's going on with these pedophilias. And see, you don't do the research on these cardinals and these nuns. You just readily bring your children into these schools thinking that, okay, my child is going to get a great education. These are the bunch of freaks up in here. And I'm talking about, I'm talking outright crazy freaks. All right? And they can't wait to rip your children from you. And get them in some type of institution and all that. This is what they are about. And you notice, let me tell you, anytime you look at their art, see, back then, there was no such thing as moving films, moving pictures. There was no internet, no TV. So you have to realize, brothers and sisters, when you have artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo making these great artistic pieces, this was their theater. This was their visual. So when you look at those pictures, it was some serious. You have people holding little naked, uncircumcised children and a child looking up to you. This is what they do. And they was doing all types of satanic rituals and evil masturbation to these particular things. I hate to be graphic, but these are the people that you bring your children to saying, I want you to teach my children. You don't do the research on these guys. A lot of these so-called bishops and cardinals that be in these parishes, they're transferred from another parish because they have raped little boys, because they have dealt with sodomy with little kids. And then they'll put a new guy in your area and switch the pedophile from your area to a new area, and you think the problem was solved. When all of these guys are pedophilia. John Paul II. He's the one who made this statement.
No, this is Pope Benedict.
This is Pope Benedict.
What you just said about the so-called bishops being moved from place to place to hide the pedophilia.
Go ahead.
That's actually part of a Catholic policy where if it was brought to light that a so-called priest or a so-called bishop was a pedophile, or there was reports that parents of the children had made such claims, it was a policy that then what's his name, Ratzinger, which is his true name, which is so-called Pope Benedict, when he was just a cardinal, he actually instituted that policy. It's his policy to not give out information to the authorities that would request information from them, because they're doing investigations on parents making claims against Catholic priests and bishops and so on. It was his policy to withhold that information. And why can he do that? Why can the Catholic Church do that? Because the Vatican is an independent state. It has sovereignty. It has diplomatic immunity. The so-called priests and bishops have diplomatic immunity.
That is a shame. That is a crying shame. You got homos everywhere, and then you have them dealing with little boys. And see, people wonder, well, why be homophobic? Listen, why don't you give these people a right to live and let live? Listen, if you let them live and let live, it's not going to stop with them just dealing with themselves. These crazy people, they are preying on the youth. They're looking for little boys and little girls to deal with. This is the Catholic Church. John Paul II. His real name was Karl Gittler, and he was known for child pornography and pedophilia in Krakow, Poland. Now, he's from Poland. He's what you would call Jewish. Now, listen to this clearly. When he used to do his little parades and go forth in those areas, they would throw bloody rags at him, which is an example of a pedophilia.